Welcome to the real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. The real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. And now your hosts, Bill and Lee Howard.
Hello and welcome to the Real Ramblers. I am Bill Howard. This is my brother Lee Howard.
You aggressively, hello!
I try to, mix it up.
Is it me you're looking for? And we just got sued. Lionel Richie will be so mad at us.
That's going to cost me a year's wages just to pay for that little thing you just sang.
Lionel?
Lion. He's a Thundercat, Lionel Richie.
Oh, we're off to a fine start, folks.
I was immediately trying to find another kind of R&B singer to mix with a Thundercat, and I couldn't think of Panthro Vandross. Yes, I got there. Oh, this one's starting out strong. It's only
surprisingly, this episode is not about the Thundercats.
Chitara Carey. Okay.
Well, folks, we want to welcome you in this highly unusual Ramblers way to a brand new year.
Holy shit.
Welcome to 2024. I almost said 2023.
I don't know what year it is at all anymore.
Well, today is January 1st, 2024.
Jesus.
So welcome to it, folks. Good year movies coming up, I hope. But that's for next week. This week, we're going to talk about 2023. And
I can't stop giggling.
What we liked in 2023. And it was a pretty good year. I'm a fan. We're going to do a little unpaid advertisement here for Letterboxd. I've been on Letterboxd for probably over a decade.
Huh.
And
Mike Flanagan just joined.
I follow him. His account is awesome.
Oh, that's amazing.
He actually has, you can do lists on your account,
right,
of your favorite this, your favorite that. And he did a list and it's called Movies Katie Seagal Hasn't Seen. That's it, Katie Seagal, right?
Kate Siegel.
Kate Siegel.
Yeah.
I'm mixing
Katie
it with
Seagal, that's
Sons of
Bundy.
Anarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Kate Siegel. So his list is called Movies Kate Siegel Hasn't Seen But Probably Told You She Has.
Oh my God, that's
or something
so
like that.
funny.
It was really funny.
He also had an intro to horror.
Yeah.
And it's really fucked up horror.
Yeah.
Like a Serbian film, stuff like
I
that.
know, it was
intro
funny.
to horror.
Yeah.
You rascal.
I know, it's funny. And I like that he's already got all kinds of haters that are like, how come you like movies that aren't horror movies?
Oh my God.
How come your top 100 doesn't have more horror in it? And it's maybe because he's a normal person.
Yeah.
Dicks.
Anyway.
So 2023 year in review. There was some movies that I really, really liked this year.
I know that you saw way more than me. As I was making my list, I'm like, and I just Googled top movies of 2023 or blockbusters of 2023. And I was just like, fuck, I didn't see a lot of movies this year.
Yeah.
So I'll have to remedy that going into 2024.
This will be a fun episode, folks. Welcome to Just the Bill.
Funny.
So I'm not really one for putting things in order.
No.
I don't really
But give me your top three. Just kidding.
But I'll say one of my favorites of the year was one that was more recent.
Okay.
And it was The Creator, the new sci-fi movie from the director of Rogue One.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but it looked really cool. I remember seeing the trailer and I was like, what the fuck is this?
A lot of people, I don't know, it had very mixed reviews and I don't know why.
Huh.
I really loved it.
Cool.
It had the production design had this realism to it that kind of reminded me of Neil Blomkamp stuff.
Nice.
District 9 and Elysium and stuff. Felt very real. John David Washington was amazing in it. The story was great. Some people have said that the story left something to be desired, that it was too simplistic or something.
Okay.
But I think a lot of classic sci-fi uses simplistic
and it's
stories.
You don't always need a super, I love complicated plots, but look at Fury Road.
Yeah, let's go from here to there and then back.
And then go back and that's it.
Yeah.
But it's the greatest movie in the world.
Yeah.
It's
No, this one is awesome, and it's basically about man creates AI, then and AI becomes part of society in a very helpful and positive way. And then a nuclear warhead goes off in Los Angeles.
Oh,
and they say it's AI that did it.
Right.
So the U.S. bans AI.
Okay.
But countries like China and overseas, they still have it and embrace it.
Huh.
So it becomes this war.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I don't want to give away too much, but I found it very emotional. The main character's story is really interesting. His arc is interesting because he's been a soldier and he's lost limbs and they've been replaced with artificial robot limbs.
Are his limbs anything like AI generated art where there's like 19 fucking fingers and stuff?
I saw a funny online joke that said if you ever want to commit a crime and you think there might be video cameras, put on this slip-on fake finger.
Oh my God.
And then when they show the photos in court, you can be like, that's AI.
Amazing.
That was awesome.
That's so funny.
Yeah, being a graphic designer that is now working with AI a fair bit, it is pretty damn funny what AI can't seem to figure out.
I know, weird, right?
I was doing like some Wolverine stuff and it kept making the claws like down the forearm or coming out of the elbow. Like it didn't know they had to come out of a certain place. Anyway,
Wolverine.
But anyway, the creator is highly, highly, highly recommended. In addition to it being a cool story, great performances and all that, it's visually one of the most beautiful films
Who directed it?
I've ever seen. What's his name? Who did Rogue One?
Dylan McDermott.
Oh my God. We should just combine them and just say it's Dylan McDermott Mulroney.
Oh, right.
We could do that.
Dermot
McDermott is what I was using in the previous.
I know his name, but I can't.
You're totally making me forget.
All I can hear is...
And I keep...
Mermit Dolrumit. Kermit Dolrumit.
And I keep mixing it up also because Zack Snyder's got his... No, not Zack Snyder.
Snack Zider?
No, stop. Who's got their big sci-fi thing coming out?
Rebel Moon, yeah.
That is Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I keep mixing them up. But it is Gareth Edwards.
Yeah, that's him. That's what I meant.
Did he do Rogue One? Am I right about that? Or did he... Yeah, he did.
That sounds familiar.
And he was...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I fucking love Rogue One.
Me too.
Had to swear.
But yeah, so Creator is not my number one, but it's one of my favorite movies of the year.
Yeah.
Also, just recently I saw David Fincher's new film, The Killer, on Netflix.
I've heard very mixed things.
Very mixed. It's very... Jay loved it. I loved it too. And on my second viewing, I loved it even more.
Huh.
I think people are having an issue with David Fincher films tend to be highly detail oriented and layered.
Okay.
Tons of story layered in. Like, even if you look at like Seven, there's so many layers to what's going on and what the sins are and what his motivations are. Then you look at stuff like Zodiac and it's like, oh my God, Zodiac is like 10,000 layers of story. And this one is just literally about a hitman, and the first 20 minutes, half an hour is literally just him sitting in a room.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Watching a target and talking about how patience is something you need to have as a hitman. And he kind of goes through what day in the life of a hitman is. But then a hit goes wrong and somebody tries to get rid of him for messing up.
Right.
And he goes after the people in return.
Netflix, right?
Yeah, Netflix. Okay. But I loved it. It's I think it's good that somebody's trying to do something different.
Sure.
And Michael Fassbender, oh my God. And it feels, I think his inspiration was, or one of his inspirations was a 60s film called Les Samurai.
Okay.
And it's about a hitman and he wore a fedora.
That's French for The Samurai.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. That's good. You're so multicultural.
I'm very cultured.
And it feels like that. It kind of feels 60s-ish in its styling. But yeah, great movie. So those are two of my first picks. What do you have favorites of this year?
One of them I
so
just watched. And again, like, that doesn't matter. I was going to say, like, some of these are just kind of like popcorny.
Gremlins was in the 80s. You can't pick it for
what year is it now? I was also going to say Gremlins 2, the new batch. No, The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Loved it.
Fucking great.
I took Evie into Toronto to see that.
Oh, wow.
For the advanced screening.
Oh, I was going to say,
she
they
got it through Deadly Grounds. Right? Deadly Grounds.
Oh, my
God.
God.
All your coffee is dead.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're tagline. Isn't it Coffee to Die For?
Coffee to Die For,
okay.
yeah.
I screwed
where all your
Brad
coffee is dead.
For all your coffee.
They're not even our official sponsors. Now they're going to like give us those free bugs back, you fucking asshole.
No, Deadly Grounds is awesome.
We love Deadly Grounds.
But yeah, so I got passes.
Right.
And took my daughter to see it, and we both really loved it.
So good. Like, so
yeah,
good.
Such a cool way to expand on the original novel, to just take one little chapter out of it and expand it and see what might have happened.
Yep.
And all the actors are top notch
Oh my God.
in this.
Yeah.
They're so good.
The cast is incredible.
Yeah, the little kid was great.
Yep.
Although there is some CG of the vampire, a lot of it is
super
practical.
bother me, and you know how much I hate CGI stuff.
But the practical stuff is like the makeup is stunning.
I loved that it was kind of like the first Alien that like you didn't really see much of him. Oh, you know, like you didn't really see the alien very good until you know what I mean. It's like you'll see him in shadows, or you'll see his like.
But the nice thing is, a lot of people
done in a perfect way.
Yeah, because a lot of people went into this being like, "Are they not going to show me the vampire?" And that's not the case.
Yeah,
it is like Alien for the first part where it's in the shadows, but once it comes out, you get plenty of great shots.
Absolutely, you do. Yeah,
and it's cool looking.
Yeah.
So if you're a monster fan, don't think it's going to be one of those movies that isn't going to show you the monster.
No, and I love the makeup is incredible.
Yeah,
I love that it's like he's very just like a bat creature.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he doesn't have any lines. Like Dracula doesn't say anything in this movie, does he? I don't think so. I can't remember now.
There's a whisper of a line.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, there is. Okay,
but that's it.
But you don't see him talking like Gary Oldman, you know, like crossed oceans of time for you, or whatever. It was so. You know, it's funny that you mentioned Rogue One, directed by Dylan McDillon. That it's this like the story of Rogue One, we know how it ends.
Yeah,
you know, we know that it's not going to be a happy ending. Same with this, like we know the story of Dracula, but we've never seen this story. You know that everyone's going to get fucking killed or whatever. But I'm like, I know. I
like that imaginative approach to it. Though.
Me too.
And not to mention, I don't mind stories where I know how it ends because I still don't know what happened to get there.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm sure they're not going to make a sequel of this, but I wish they would because I want to see more of like, it was just so good. I was like,
I don't want to spoil the end, but
Dracula's in it.
My only thing at the end is that I wanted there to be a scene where like this certain character, I won't reveal who.
Yeah.
I wanted that character, like they're basically pursuing Dracula now in London. And I wanted to see a scene at the end where he goes into a room and goes, Dr. Van Helsing, I need your help.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that.
Yeah. And then Anthony Hopkins turns around.
Yeah. He's the devil's concubine.
He's so crazy in that movie.
He's insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's great.
But yeah, Last Voyage of the Demeter is definitely my top movies of 2023. I loved it.
Yeah, I had to because I'm very classic for I work late into the night, and then we go settle down.
Did you say you're very classy?
Very classy. I'm wearing a really nice dress right now. Corset made by Jordan. Anyway, no, I'm classic in that I fall asleep during movies a lot because I work late, and then
you're lame.
Wait, I am lame. Yeah. Yes, it's true. In the Tiny Tim way, like that little lame boy. But so we put it on one night, and then I, of course, fucking fell asleep. So we had to like back it up. I was like, when I woke up, I was like, shit, did they show Dracula? Like,
I'm so glad I don't live in the same house with you.
It must be frustrating. I know, and I always feel like Jordan's gonna be. I'm
gonna get Jordan a little something extra for Christmas. I think she's earned it.
She absolutely has. Yeah, I always think she's gonna be like mad at me, like stop falling asleep. But she's like, no, you're just tired. We'll watch it again tomorrow. I'm like, phew. So we had to pick it up the next night and back it up a little bit. But holy fuck, I was blown away.
Yeah, awesome. There was some that were real surprises this year for me. One that when I initially heard it was coming out, I was like, what? Was Gran Turismo.
Oh, yeah. The trailers didn't really sell me.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? It's about a video game? Like, what? Yeah. And then I heard that it was based on a real story, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And then I saw who was in it, and I'm like, well, David Harbour. I'll buy a ticket to anything with David Harbour. So I was like, well, we'll go see.
There's a few actors like that I'll like automatically see. Like Sterling K. Brown is another guy that I fucking love that guy. And I'm like, oh, he's in it? I'll see it.
Yeah. So Joanne and Joanne likes racing movies and stuff, and because for her birthday last year, I got her a thing to drive a Ferrari around the track,
awesome as hell,
which she loved. So she was like, oh, I want to see it. I'm like, all right, let's go. So we went to the theater, and I was blown away.
Wow.
It's so fun. The racing scenes are so beautiful. By the way, it's Neil Blomkamp.
Oh, that's right.
Which is very different for him, straying off of sci-fi.
There's no aliens in this one, right?
Yeah, that's right. And the racing scenes, like I'm a big fan of Ford versus Ferrari. That movie was fantastic. But this one, I think, actually topped it for the race scenes. They were so intense and like breathtaking. there was scenes where, and I mean, I'm not a racing fan outside of the movies, but it was great. The kid who was in it, who played the video gamer who gets a chance to become a real race car driver, he was phenomenal. David Harbour was unbelievable.
Cool. So Orlando Bloom in it too? Yeah,
Orlando Bloom is the Nissan guy who puts together this whole plan. But I couldn't have been more surprised and stunned by how great it was. It's a feel-good movie, but it's also like amazing races and action going on in it. Really great character arcs, good emotional heft to it.
Race movies? By that I mean driving.
Yeah.
Let's clarify one thing. Cars, vroom vroom, chasing each other are kind of like sports movies to me, where in real life I don't give a good fuck.
I'm exactly the same way.
About like I
love sports
but movies. I'll watch the shit out of like a baseball movie or a football movie, but don't ask me to watch it in real life.
Watch Gran Turismo. It was really great.
Yeah.
You got something else? I got tons.
Evil Dead Rise.
One of my top films of the year.
I was excited to see it anyway.
Me too.
The Evil Dead series, like there is not a stinker in the bunch.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
No, I agree.
I like, holy shit.
But I went into it expecting like the Evil Dead remake.
Which I loved.
Yeah, I loved. It was great.
Yeah.
But I mean, it didn't reach the heights of the original Evil Deads for me. Because it was more realistic and...
Right, yeah. It was kind of a more...
It didn't have the fun element.
Right, yeah.
But it was great.
Silly stuff, but yeah.
But that was what my expectations were going in. But what I didn't expect to get out of it was it had... that element of it felt like original, it like really 1 and 2.
Yep. Like that, just like that fucking opening scene. Also, like I love that it was like that kind of POV shot that you think is going to be the demon, and it's like
it's a drone.
A drone,
yeah, it was great.
But just that whole opening scene was like bananas. Amazing. I'm a sucker for like a good like opening title card.
Me too.
You know, and it's like when she's like hovering above the water and like the words Evil Dead Rise come behind the trees. I was just
I'm also a big fan of gigantic titles.
Me too.
I love any movie. I think the
Conjuring.
First one of the first ones that really got me was Insidious.
Oh yeah.
Because remember the opening scene happens and then it goes and there's a giant red Insidious.
Yeah. I love that shit too, actually.
Yeah,
that's great.
Love it.
Everything about Evil Dead Rise was like perfect for me.
The lead actor's performance, she was...
and I'm going to throw it out there. When she's all demony, super hot. 10 out of 10. Smash. Would smash.
She was phenomenal.
She
was so
creepy.
Yeah.
Like all the like looking through the peephole. Yeah. Like mommies with the maggots. Oh yeah, I mean we saw that. That just occurred to me. No, it
was you and me at the advanced screening.
The advanced screening, of course. Thank you, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, my favorite studio.
Oh, so good. I was blown away. It exceeded my expectations.
It was the perfect balance of scary, disturbing, and fun.
Yeah, because
which is what Evil Dead should be.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like you see the chainsaw and you're like, someone's going to use a chainsaw.
And I heard they're going ahead with another one.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
I loved it.
That was one of my favorites.
There's so much to cover.
It's funny. I had like a small list, and well, this is turning into just a real banger of an episode, guys.
Okay,
it's really banging.
I'm gonna we'll quick talk through a few of these. I'm trademarking that quick talk.
We're gonna quick talk.
We're gonna quick ramble.
Yeah,
quick ramble's better.
Rapid ramble. Good gravy. We've stumbled across a thing. Rambling on. Go ahead.
Okay. So many people were torn over Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Right.
A lot of people were like, "Oh, it's just another Crystal Skull." They didn't like it.
Right.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was fun.
I thought Harrison Ford. I saw interviews with him saying that he wanted to do it because he wanted to take Indy out on a realistic, like, this is what it's like if Indiana Jones got old.
Right. Yeah.
And I just the opening sequence with de-aging him.
Was great.
Brilliant. Like it really felt like it was from an earlier Raiders movie.
Yep.
The rest of the cast was awesome. The adventure was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just it was
just a fun for me, just like a fun adventure movie.
There's things
that's
like
all I wanted out of it.
If I want to live in the world of wishes,
yes,
I would really like to have seen Ke Huy Quan in it.
Oh my god, yes!
Like
I love that dude.
I love him so much.
Oh god!
But it just bothers me that they coincided. That like his big comeback happened at the same time they were making that movie, and I'm like, why didn't you dudes get him?
That would have been incredible. I want like a new trilogy of Short Round films.
I really think
Like,
they could spin that off.
That
Like,
guy's got
everybody
charisma.
involved has said they have no interest in doing anything new with Indiana Jones or finding
All right.
somebody new. I think they could still explore the character by doing like his early days and stuff, but
Sure,
they don't
yeah.
seem to want to recast him. I don't.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. Like, he's done years and years of
Yeah.
tomb raiding that
Yeah.
nobody ever saw.
I
Why
feel
not
the
cast
studio's
somebody?
probably just like, well, the movie underperformed, so it's like a dead brand.
Yeah, it's too
Like,
bad.
and modern audiences don't
But
care.
my wish list, I would have liked to have seen Ke Huy Quan in it, and
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen Karen Allen in the whole movie instead.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I just love her. And
Yeah.
when they brought her back for Crystal Skull, she was great.
Yeah. It was just like Marion again.
Yeah, it was
that,
awesome.
Yeah. That would
But anyway, I thought,
agree.
what's that?
I agree.
Yeah, I thought it was a really nice way to close it out. Like, was it as good as Raiders? Whatever, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I still thought it was a really good film that was really fun
Yep.
and hit the notes I needed it to hit.
Same. I went in with a certain expectation and I got that and I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't blow my pants off, but who cares?
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Sometimes things aren't going to blow your pants off.
ugh,
I know.
my pants aren't being blown off.
Some other ones
What am I getting up for?
that exceeded expectations. Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
That's the best thing Marvel's done in a long
A
time.
long time.
And not even just like in the new phase of Marvel stuff. Like,
Yeah.
including
We do have
all-
a Marvel episode coming up,
Yes.
which we'll discuss this
Yeah.
further. But-
It was frankly hard to watch
It was very emotional.
because it's very like, I mean, I know they're all CG, but it was very like animal abusey,
yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
like what the tests and shit they were doing on,
Yeah.
and it was like you connect so hard with
Yeah.
them, and it's
And
like
people
crazy.
connect to Rocket
Yeah,
because he has a lot
he's
of
so sympathetic.
yeah, and he has a lot of qualities that everyday people like us have, like
Yeah.
insecurities and
Yeah,
dealing with where we came from and
Yeah.
dealing with so many things in our lives. And
yeah.
he kind of, for a little raccoon character, he carries a
which
lot
is
of
so-
emotional weight on him.
Yeah, it's so crazy to think about that you're watching this CGI raccoon and you're so fucking invested
Yeah.
in him as a character.
Yeah.
And it's credit to
It was
fucking
great.
James Gunn.
Amazing effects,
Yeah.
amazing pacing, great story.
And it didn't. What I loved about Guardians 3, kind of is spoilerish. You should have seen it by now. It's your fault. Is that the things that I assumed were going to happen in it didn't.
Same.
And things that would have been like easy things, since we know that James Gunn's not doing any more Marvel or Guardians
Yeah.
things. I was assuming, well, a couple of them are going to die.
yeah, I was assuming that too.
Didn't happen. I was
Yeah.
assuming Peter and Gamora would get together.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like maybe Peter and Nebula didn't happen. Like all
That's
the
why
super,
James Gunn's great. He always subverts
love-
expectations.
Absolutely. It would have been so easy to do
Yeah.
that. We're gonna like Peter's gonna die.
Yeah.
It's like that'll have.
And
the
I like
emotional
that
weight.
Guardians 3 didn't stray from a certain place. Like, they were in their home planet thing where they all stay.
Right.
Whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called. And then they were on the bad guy's place, but it felt intimate.
Yeah.
Part 3.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a wide, expansive traveling the universe movie.
No.
It felt very intimate as to
I
where
think
they
a
all
lot
were.
of stuff like that, especially superhero-y stuff, you don't need to have a giant like endgame thing. I
Yeah.
think having more just personal stories is where you're going to succeed more.
Yeah.
And I loved Guardians 3. It was great and really funny and just emotional and
Yeah, it was
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
Extraction 2 on Netflix.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
yeah.
We watched 1 and 2 together because we didn't watch 1 when it first came out.
Right.
And we were just like, holy shit.
Yeah. Extraction 1 I dug.
Yeah.
Super cool action movie.
Yeah.
So I was expecting more of the same for 2.
Right.
Chris Hemsworth, if nobody's knows what's going on here.
Yeah.
And then I went into 2 and I was just like, what is going on?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
It's like the modern equivalent of like a John Woo movie on steroids.
Yeah.
It's like so intense action.
The like one take, one shot,
Yeah.
which I'm sure they like seamlessly edited
Yeah.
in a crafty way, but in
Beautiful.
a seamless way.
Amazing.
Like a 20-minute action scene that
Yeah.
looks like it's all one shot. That's like we were like our jaws were on the ground.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I forgot
Well,
about that. It was a good
and
one.
I don't dwell on the negative, but because we're talking about that and I mentioned John Woo, we just went to see his new movie, Silent Night, with Joel Kinnaman,
Oh yeah.
which is his first movie in a long time, and what a massive disappointment.
Oh
I
really?
was so looking forward to it,
Ugh.
and it was boring, repetitive, and had maybe 10 minutes of action
Oh,
in
wow.
an almost 2-hour movie.
You wanted You wanted hard boiled woo, and you got fucking Mission Impossible 2
I got
woo.
soft boiled.
Oh, you got soft. Hey-o. Pew, pew, pew.
But yeah, Extraction 2 is if you're an action fan out there and you were just like, oh, another Netflix, Chris Hemsworth, whatever, watch it because it's one of the best action movies I've ever seen in the history of movies.
Yep, it's true.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What else you got in your rapid ramble?
Knock at the Cabin. M. Night Shyamalan.
That was good.
Yeah, it didn't. What was your phrase? Blow my pants off?
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't do that. But it was a super cool story with really great performances. And that's kind of what put it above what it should be for me is that Dave Bautista was amazing.
Great. Yeah.
And the guys playing the couple with the daughter, they were amazing.
Right, yeah.
Everybody in it elevated it.
Yeah.
And I still am a sucker for anything M. Night.
I think we're the same. Like, we're both M. Night supporters.
Yeah.
There's only been a couple things he's done that didn't really work for me. I just saw Old for my first time.
Yeah.
Didn't love it.
Yeah, I liked Old. I thought it was cool.
The acting, I don't know. It just didn't really work for me.
Wow.
I was like, my pants weren't blown off. My pants stayed on the whole time and I was disappointed anyway.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
So you were in the theater?
Yes.
My pants stayed on in the theater. It was disappointing.
Yeah, everyone around me was super grateful.
Anyway, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool.
Yep.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my god,
was
so
an unexpected
fun.
hit.
Yep.
I totally was like, I saw the trailers and was like, I don't want to see that piece of crap.
Yeah.
Everybody talking like they're from 2023 and medieval times and whatever and overdone CG. And then you watch it and you're like, oh, it's not overdone and it's really funny.
Yeah.
And everybody in it's great and the action's great.
Yeah.
Like it felt like an 80s movie.
It totally did, yeah. And I love, and I took a screenshot and sent it to you. I'm like, look, it's there's that group of people that are wearing the exact costumes as
from the
kids
cartoon.
From the cartoon, which I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah, and I think that's what made the difference. Is it seems like the people who made the movie were like
they're like in on it, like they know what they're making.
They have a love for the original material. So super fun, great movie. The new Spider-Verse movie, Across the Spider-Verse.
They're
Those
also
movies. Come on,
they're next level. Like we're gonna do a favorite animated episodes.
Yeah,
movies episode.
We're not going to be doing an animated episode, just so all of you know.
Oh my god! Could somebody cartoon us?
That would be fun.
Anyway, they're incredible, like incredible.
Yeah, they're like next level stuff. They're crazy. I have them on 4K. You should see them on 4K. On 4K, they're almost.
I feel
3D.
like it would probably almost hurt my eyes because it's so. Especially those movies are so visually beautiful. Like amazing,
frenetic.
Yeah,
frenetic.
Yeah, frenetic.
Friendly.
Yeah, the
spectacular.
Yeah, they're great.
Spectacular.
Spider-Man.
Another one you might not have seen. I think it was a Prime original, and I actually had to hunt it down on Blu-ray because I loved it so much and had to own it.
Did you watch it on Prime?
Yeah.
Okay. But you wanted to own it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Okay. You made it sound like it's on Prime, and I searched everywhere to find this thing on Blu-ray. It's like, just fucking watch it on Prime.
What? That makes no sense.
This movie just came out on Netflix, and I gotta find it on VHS.
No, I saw it on Prime and loved it so much I had to find a Blu-ray.
Got it.
But it's a serial killer thriller called To Catch a Killer.
Okay,
I said a lot.
That was a lot of rhyming. It's a serial killer thriller
called To Catch a Killer
Prime
with Phyllis Diller.
Oh, she was wonderful.
And Barney Miller.
Holy shit.
Anyway.
3 episodes and we're losing our mind already.
So To Catch a Killer is see, now my head's all messed up and I'm not gonna remember anybody.
Phyllis Diller and Dylan McDermott is in it.
No. Oh my lord. You'll have to trim this down a bit. You'll have to trim this down, Jay, because I'm looking at it.
No way, leave this shit in.
Oh, I can't.
This episode.
Shailene Woodley. Oh, Shailene Woodley is the lead.
Nice.
And she's a beat cop in Baltimore.
Okay.
On New Year's Eve. And some sniper has randomly, from a rooftop, just started shooting into people's apartments.
Yikes.
And murdering people. So she's a beat cop, and they bring in the FBI, and Ben Mendelsohn, who is,
that dude's great.
Ben Mendelsohn's amazing. He's the FBI
guy. That's his brother. I don't know why his last name's different.
Ben McDermott. So Ben Mendelsohn comes in and he's taking charge of the whole thing, and she's just a beat cop, so she's not supposed to have anything to do with it. But she makes observations about the crime scene that catches attention.
Okay.
And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to ask your boss and take you onto my team because I just sensed something about you.
Huh.
So it's about her as a beat cop helping this FBI guy find this killer. And it's so good. It almost feels a little 90s in a good way.
So everyone's wearing parachute pants.
No.
Fucking genie
It
pants.
almost has flavors of like Silence of the Lambs and Red Dragon.
Okay.
Really cool story. Really great performances. Shailene Woodley is amazing in it.
Did you know that she was originally in Amazing Spider-Man 2? Like,
I thought you were kidding.
No.
Yeah,
she was going to be MJ.
That.
They actually shot scenes and everything, and then they cut her out.
I like her. She's great.
Yeah.
I can't. It's even hard to tell you why it's great because it's like it's a procedural crime thriller because it's very much about the investigation and how they track this guy.
Right.
Which is, I think, why I found it really interesting because I love procedural stuff. But holy cow, it just blew my mind. Really great thriller. John Wick 4.
Right.
What do you need to say? It's like it was
insane.
It was 3 hours.
It was very long.
It was 3 hours of insane action.
I almost needed like one of those like in the middle where they're like, an intermission, so I could like kind of just go pee and have a drink or whatever.
It was a lot.
I don't want it to sound like a complaint to say it was almost too long.
Yeah.
But it was just like it was a lot. It kind of, in a way, like it didn't need to be 3 hours. Even like a solid like 2 hours 15 would have been fine. I
kind of agree with that, and yet another part of me is like, but I'm not going to say no to any extra.
Yeah.
And that fight on the stairs was
insane.
It was insane.
God bless stunt people
in the theater. I was literally like, he's almost there. Oh, I fell down the stairs again. Okay, go back up. Okay, he's almost there. He went all the way down the stairs.
Were you audibly saying this out loud? Because I would have been like,
I was.
We're all saying
okay. I don't know
thing.
if I've told this story. Have I told the story on here about the original Terminator 2 trailer in the theater?
No.
Way back in
I don't know.
The trailer that was 92, right? So it would have been like 91.
Yeah.
So I remember being in the theater back then. We didn't have seen trailers on the internet and stuff.
Yeah.
So and this had been 6-7 years since the original Terminator,
right?
And which I was a huge fan of. And I was in the movie theater watching some other movie and they were showing trailers. And then this trailer starts, this teaser, and it shows a factory. And I'm just sitting there with whoever I went to the movie with. And it's like showing the factory. All the robots. It's welding.
Are you the guy from Police Academy?
Yes, I am a Wincott. No, is that his name?
No, Michael Wincott.
Winslow.
Michael Wincott was the bad guy in The Crow.
Yeah, the guy talks like this.
Caw, bang, fuck, I'm dead. Yes, factory. Beep, boop,
also, the guy he was also great in Prince of Thieves.
Yes.
Anyway, so I'm sitting in the theater. I see the factory, and everybody in the theater is like, "Okay, it's factory. What's going on?" And then it shows something being manufactured, and I'm like, "What?"
Oh, right.
And then it shows like an arm, and I'm like, "I recognize that." And then it shows another piece, and I realize that they're making a sequel to the Terminator.
Yeah.
Which also in that day, that wasn't as common.
No.
Right. So I stood up in the theater at the Oshawa Center and I went, "It's Terminator!" I yelled, "It's Terminator" in the theater. And people just kind of went like, "What the fuck? Who's that?" And I sat down and I'm like, "This is the Terminator. That's the Terminator." And then they're like, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, the big metal thing is going, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. And I was just like, I lost my mind.
And everyone's like, "Sit down." They go back to smoking in the theater because that's when you can smoke in the theater.
Yep.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it was
kind of a nice time.
I tended to react audibly in theaters to things.
It's a nice thing to think back on. I mean, obviously we need the internet, but like to not know when movies were coming out and stuff. And you go to the movies and they show trailers and you'd be like, "What the fuck?
Yeah, it was awesome. I do miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also miss like trailers that don't show you everything.
Yes.
There's so many things in so many movies where I'm like, well, a good example, which is on my best of list, is the new Mission Impossible.
Oh, right.
Which I enjoyed, but I had some issues with. I heard that they wanted to go back to like the spy thriller aspect of the original movie, which I think at this point is a mistake because now you've established this franchise as being the crazy action franchise. So going back to being a spy thriller doesn't make sense.
Like Fast and Furious like, you know what we should do? Let's
Now
do
we can
a
do
movie
Drag
about a
Races.
heist where we're like fucking
Or they just take out the
hijacking a
heist.
truck full of VHSs again.
Or they just take out the heist. The next Fast and Furious is just they all decide they're just going to do
no
drag
cars.
racing.
Oh yeah, just
Just drag racing.
Yeah.
From now on. But anyway, I rewatched it the other night and I did enjoy it more on the second viewing.
Right.
And it still has some great action. But my point from way long ago is that the motorcycle jump, which was an awesome stunt,
Sure.
was shown in every piece of marketing.
Oh yeah,
Every trailer, every TV spot, it was on the posters. And then when it came in the movie, it was like, oh yeah, that's,
there it is.
that's the motorcycle shot from the trailer.
Yeah.
And it was so
I know
not
some stuff you gotta
interesting
kind
at
of
all.
hang on to.
Yeah, like don't show that.
Yeah.
That's just anyway. But I did really like the new Mission Impossible, and I'm curious what they're going to do now because it lost money.
Yeah, I know.
So are they going to do the part 2? Like,
I can't see them not doing it.
They have
but
to.
there's a weird year for blockbusters not making money.
yeah, very weird year. Yeah, very strange. Do you have anything else in yours before I continue my ramble?
Oh,
I
sure.
I have a bunch more.
Renfield I thought was like fun.
Renfield was awesome.
It was just so fun.
And another one where I saw the trailer and I'm like, that looks kind of dumb.
yeah.
And then watched it and I was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah, it was just like a fun, however long it was, 90 minutes.
And Nick Cage was awesome.
Yeah, I
It
love
was-
that they did like recreated the old like Universal monsters, like
Amazing.
black and white stuff. That was incredible.
Amazing.
Cobweb, I thought was really underrated.
Super fun.
Like just a real Halloween-y,
Yeah.
cool movie. Yeah, Across the Spider-Verse. Obviously, Barbie was fucking fun as hell, and Ryan Gosling is like the funniest.
Which one?
Barbie.
Oh, Barbie.
Ryan Gosling is the funniest dude.
I wasn't the biggest fan
Really?
of
Oh,
Barbie.
I liked it. I just thought it was so creative and so funny. Just the
It was
Ken-
creative and funny, but it was like as soon as I walked into the theater, I was like, I don't need to ever watch that again.
Oh yeah, I'll probably
Yeah.
watch it again. I had a good
just-
enough time with it, and I liked everyone in the cast was great.
Yeah.
yeah. That's like Evil Dead, Guardians, Cross the Spider Verse, Cobweb, Barbie.
Okay, well,
Last
I'm gonna
Voyage.
run.
Yeah,
through
why don't you
some
ramble
other-
on, and then I'll tell you the
Uh,
movies I didn't see.
Missing.
And then he doesn't say anything.
I'm deciding which one to go. Missing, the sort of sequel to Searching with John Cho.
You lent me those, and
Yeah.
I haven't watched them yet.
Oh, of
and I'm
course
so
you
sorry.
haven't.
I'm so sorry.
You've only had them for 6 months. It's expected.
It's
that you haven't
been
watched
barely 5.5.
Okay. But anyway, Searching was amazing.
Right.
And it's all they're basically investigative movies where people are trying to find missing family members.
Right.
But the whole movie is done through computer screens.
Right. Right.
You don't get to see any actual scenes of people. It's all done through like Skypes and things like
Right.
that. And they're super well done and tense. They're very tense.
There's Searching, there's Missing, and then there was, where did that go? Right? That was the other one. And then the fourth one, did you check between the cushions and the couch?
And then part 5 was Where's My Keys? Right? Yeah. The whole movie is using the Apple tag to figure out where the keys are.
Yeah.
No, but that was great. Talk to Me.
Oh, yeah. I just saw that for my first time.
Loved it.
Super awesome.
I
Very,
loved it.
very creepy.
Yeah.
I'm,
A24, man. Come on.
yeah.
But yeah, really creepy and disturbing. Had some like Ari Aster style,
Yeah.
like creepy
Yeah.
gore stuff in it. Sisu. Love.
I heard a lot of people
Sisu.
talking about that. Yeah.
So much fun. And for anybody out there that might have liked Sisu, I will also mention that Netflix had an original movie called Blood and Gold, which is kind of similar. It's about
Blood and gold, blood and gold. How do you measure their worth? It's a Christmas thing.
that's good.
Wahoo!
We're not in, we're not in
We're not
those
doing Christmas
episodes
anymore?
anymore.
Okay.
We're not. We're in 2024 now. We're actually in a whole other year.
Oh shit!
Blood
and gold. Sorry.
So Sisu was super fun and like nonstop Nazi killing action, which is great.
Nice.
But this other one on Netflix called Blood and Gold is very similar about these people trying to protect a town from Nazis. Very similar story.
Okay.
And very similar, like over the top action and gore, but just as good, if not maybe even a little better. So if there's Sisu fans out there, check out Blood and Gold on Netflix. Really good. I just watched The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti, which is getting a lot of awards talk right now and stuff.
Right. Okay.
And it's from Alexander Payne, who did
Sideways?
Election.
Yeah.
And what?
Sideways.
And Sideways,
Another
right.
Giamatti.
And
joint.
Holdovers was easily my favorite film that Alexander Payne's done, and one of my favorite movies of 2023.
Nice.
He's a professor at a boys' school.
Were you just telling me about this the other day?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And he has to stay over the Christmas break with 5 kids whose parents couldn't bring them home for the holidays.
Right.
Really well done. And Alexander Payne made the movie look like it was made in the year it takes place. So the movie looks like it's from 1970.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's
which is
cool.
really cool, but great movie. Equalizer 3, loved. I still think Equalizer 2 is the best one in the series.
Haven't
But-
seen any of them yet.
but Equalizer 3 was great. Really appreciated the new setting of being in Italy. That was great. Creed 3 was great. Solid continuation of the Rocky dynasty.
Did it feel, because it's like, I haven't gone to the theater to see anything this year hardly. So I missed Creed 3, but I really want to see it. And I know Michael B. Jordan directed it.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that there's like no Rocky in this one. Did it feel like this? No.
They kind of explain it. They don't explain it, but you feel like, all right, now we're with him. His life is moving on, and it didn't feel odd or awkward.
Okay,
it was really well done. The Covenant, the new Guy Ritchie movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, war movie, and it's basically about he's in Iraq or Afghanistan, and they take people who are native to that country to become translators to go along with the troops, and this is based on real stuff too, that then when they extract people, a lot of the times they'll take the translators with them, and they get to come to America in exchange for helping.
I think I saw the trailer.
But he gets left behind because Jake gets injured, and then when he goes back, he finds out the government's not bringing that guy back, and now he's targeted by the enemies. So he decides to go back on his own to try and get this guy, and it's phenomenal.
I'm a real Gyllenhaal head, so I'll watch anything.
You got it. He's great in it.
Yeah, I'm a real Gyllenhaal head.
And then there's a few others. Polite Society was great. It was like an Indian film about these Indian women in a family in a wedding, but it's kung fu. It's a kung fu movie.
Oh my god!
And there's all these like 20-something Indian girls in traditional Indian garb doing kung fu, and it's awesome and it's funny. Really great movie.
Sweet.
And then the last one that I wanted to throw in, a couple. So there's a British show called Luther with Idris Elba.
Oh, right.
Solid cop show. He's like a rogue cop who really doesn't obey the rules to get the job done. But they did a movie called Luther the Fallen Son.
Okay.
And it is kind of a standalone. You don't really need to have seen the show to watch the movie. But I was like, I'll watch it because I like Idris Elba, and the show was pretty good. I enjoyed it. What I didn't expect was that it was maybe one of the best cop killer movies, not cop killer, cop versus killer movies that I've ever seen. And the bad guy is Andy Serkis.
Crazy.
And it is...
I love Andy Serkis.
So good.
I'm a real circus head.
Well, Andy Serkis in this is a guy who wants to dismantle everything in Idris Elba's life, in Luther's life.
Cool.
He wants to destroy everything. And it's so intense. The action's great. Idris and Andy are both in top form, like maybe their best performances in years.
Andy Serkis is underrated.
Oh my God. The guy can do anything.
He's amazing. A circus freak. Holy shit.
Nice. That's what his fans should be called for sure.
Yeah, circus freaks.
And we'll start that.
God.
We'll start that.
Yeah.
If it's anywhere else, disregard it. We came up with it.
We did. Yeah, Jay did. So
Jay
send him your royalty checks.
I say we because we're so we get part of the money too.
Yeah.
The Silent Rambler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that too.
That's good too.
His spin-off podcast.
Full of stuff today. What's going on? And then the last one I'll throw in is that we just saw a movie called Flora and Son.
Okay.
And it's from the same guy who directed Sing Street, and he does Once. Remember that movie Once?
I fucking love Once.
Yeah, he always does movies that are about people and music.
Right.
Which, by the way, you should see Sing Street.
Okay.
Oh my God. It's about a high school kid who wants to form a punk band in the 80s.
Oh, wow.
And he's a geek. He doesn't know how to do it. And
there's nerds.
Did you ever watch Wayne?
Wayne.
The Prime show. It was a YouTube show first.
Right.
If you haven't
I know of it, I think.
It's only 6 or 8 episodes, and it's one of the greatest television shows in the history of TV.
No kidding. Okay, cool.
Like, series. I've watched it 4 times, the whole series, and I don't rewatch series.
Wow.
But anyway, Flora and Son is from the guy who did Sing Street and Once, and it's about a woman with a teen son who keeps getting into trouble and getting arrested and stuff like that. And she buys him a guitar, but he doesn't want to do it. He's into like beats and rapping.
Right.
And so she says, well, then I'm going to start learning guitar to keep myself busy.
Oh, wow.
So she goes online to find somebody who teaches online how to play guitar and finds Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who lives in America, and she's in England. And she starts taking lessons from him, and it becomes this character movie about her starting to bond with her son over the music.
Wow, cool.
all the while kind of falling for the guy on the other end of the computer.
Interesting.
And it's so good. And the lead actress in it is Bono's daughter.
Cheryl Bono, right? That's her name.
I'm glad he didn't name her Sunny. But anyway, I would wager that 5 years from now, she's going to be very, very well known.
Cool, that's awesome.
She was fantastic.
I have no idea. What's Sing Street? That's what it's called?
Sing Street was the other one that director
What's this one
did.
called?
This one's called Flora and Son.
Flora and Son.
Yeah, I'll send you a list.
Yes.
But anyway, really, really great,
podcast.
feel-good music movie with that also has really great, as his other movies do, really great original songs.
Huh.
Which, Bono's daughter. You think maybe there's some good songs and singing in it?
He's in a band, right?
But yeah, that's right.
Us three.
Us three.
You too. It's the sequel.
Oh my God.
We are punchy.
Flora and Son's great. So I think that rounds out my list of the best stuff of the year. There's still some stuff that has been getting really good talk that I haven't seen yet that I'll hopefully get around to. I did want to, like I said, I don't like to talk about negative movies I didn't like, but I want to mention a few just because it was an interesting year for movies.
Okay.
One of the biggest movies of the year was Oppenheimer.
Oh, right.
I actually heard that Universal was sold out of physical media stock in stores.
Wow.
It's sold out everywhere.
Huh.
And they're like rushing to manufacture more, which is crazy. Now, I went to see it in the theater. Christopher Nolan is a master at what he does, and it looked beautiful. Performances were off the charts. Cillian Murphy was killing it. For me,
killing it,
gigantic yawn fest.
Really, hey?
I'm not personally very entertained by political stuff.
Right.
And I thought it would kind of be more about the science and the bomb and stuff. And a lot of it was political. And then I was like, well, at least it's Christopher Nolan. Right. At least when they drop the bomb, I'm in for some cool visuals. Yeah. And then when it happened, it was like an orange screen. Huh. And I was like, that was it?
I guarantee you that, and I can't back this up, but I honestly, I think this is real. I guarantee you that a lot of its success was because of like the Barbenheimer.
It was the
stuff.
Barbenheimer for
like people were literally like double featuring it, like as to be part of.
And I'm 100% in support of that, and I'm super glad that it's doing this well because of that.
Absolutely, and it's nice that like those filmmakers and actors were like kind of embracing it too and embracing it.
Yeah,
which is fucking awesome because
amazing
artists supporting artists. That's great.
And I mean,
but if it hadn't opened at the same time as Barbie, I don't know that it would have done as good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
but I mean, hey. If you're into dry historical drama, check out Oppenheimer. But it just wasn't. It wasn't for me. Also, this year, another disappointment was I was pretty psyched about the new Wes Anderson movie, Asteroid City.
Oh,
and I really didn't. Joanne and I are both huge Wes fans, but the past couple I haven't been. Huh. I don't know what's missing. I can't pinpoint it.
Do they feel more like somebody trying to make a Wes Anderson movie?
Almost,
or something?
Yeah. Huh. Almost, yeah. I don't know what it is. Because there's some Wes Anderson movies that I'll just like go to my grave. Like Royal Tenenbaums to me is one of the greatest comedies ever made. And a lot of his other ones. I love a lot of them. But it didn't do it for me.
Huh,
and then, on the list of things that I haven't seen yet, Killers of the Flower Moon, I really want to see the Scorsese one. I really want to see, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Dylan McDermott.
No! that one, Poor Things. I sent you the trailer. It's with Emma Stone as like a Frankenstein.
Oh.
I sent you the trailer and you were like, that looks interesting. But now you don't remember it. But it's the same guy who did like The Lobster. I don't like his movies that much. They're very weird and surreal. But this one is like a retelling of Frankenstein.
Oh.
Emma Stone is the monster. And Willem Dafoe is Dr. Frankenstein.
That's so crazy, right?
And it's mostly in black and white. Huh. And Emma Stone looks amazing in it. And I think it's best. Yeah, it looks really great. It's Yorgos something is his name, the director. Huh. And I'm really psyched for the new Hunger Games prequel. I've heard it's really good, and I'm a huge Hunger Games fan. But then we're going long.
Okay.
But I'm going to throw in, because I have to, even though I'm being negative.
Yeah, that's
my biggest disappointment of the year was Ari Aster's new movie, Beau is Afraid.
Oh, I have not seen that yet. I'll see it because I like Ari Aster.
I love Ari Aster so much, and I love Joaquin Phoenix. And when the movie started, it was like...
It's pronounced joking, but anyway, go ahead.
which is why he was hired for Joker.
It's true, yeah.
But it starts off very surreal, very bizarre, and I was kind of digging where it started.
Right.
And then it just goes off. It is a 2 and a whatever hour therapy session.
Huh.
Like, that's all it is.
Okay.
And even Ari Aster's even said that's pretty much what it is.
Wow, okay.
Is he was just getting some shit out on film.
Interesting.
And it really
It's
didn't
divisive.
work for
That
me.
one's a pretty divisive one.
Yeah, I really didn't like it. I love him as a filmmaker,
Sure.
but this one just didn't connect with me.
Wow.
And I went into it like psyched.
Yeah, sure.
From the trailers, I was like, looks bizarre, looks crazy, but it went too far over those lines for me. But anyway, aside from that, that was a pretty solid year for movies.
Wow.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But now maybe for 2024, your resolution can be to actually watch some more movies.
Yes. So, I mean, I need to.
You know, you have a movie podcast. Maybe you should watch some movies.
I'm sorry. I'm a working boy. That makes me sound like
so
a
am
prostitute.
I, and I watch movies.
That's true.
And I have a kid.
I have cats.
Doesn't
I have to feed them once a day. I mean, they eat twice, but I only do it doesn't matter.
Anyway, next week, we'll see you next. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We hope you enjoyed the 2023 movie preview. If there's some stuff that we didn't mention that you loved, please let us know because we're always looking for new stuff to watch that we might have missed.
What are your favorites of 2023?
Half of my favorite movies are movies that I missed and somebody suggested to me. So
yeah,
by all means, let us know your favorites. Give us your top 10 lists and we will... we'll watch them and then we'll personally get back to every single one of you and let us know.
All four listeners. We got more than 4 now. I think
it's more than a little like closing in on 10.
Yeah.
So pretty good.
Hey, man, that's
pretty
awesome.
Good, guys.
People give a shit about what we have to say. So
pats on the back all around.
Yeah.
Nice round number.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd like 12. This would be cool.
Okay, I'm trying to sign off.
Sorry.
Stop talking.
Nope.
We've gone way over. Thanks for tuning in, folks. And thanks for supporting us in 2023 with our little podcast. And hopefully we're going to get more of you on board in 2024.
Yeah. And this episode of Real Ramblers.
I thought your whole sign-off was just going to be, yeah.
I had a lot of trouble coming up with sign-offs. This episode of Real Ramblers is brought to you by Budget Impressions. Impressions that aren't very good. What say you, Owen Wilson?
Gosh, I just like to listen to the Ramblers. They ramble on.
That was
It's
Jeff Goldblum with like a weird lisp.
Gosh, it's great. My nose is so weird.
Oh, see you next
Real
week,
Ramblers.
folks. Thanks for tuning in. Keep on rambling.
Thanks for listening to The Real Ramblers. Follow us on Instagram at Real Ramblers. That's REEL Ramblers. And you can follow Lee at Lee Howard _art and Bill at JustTheBill1138.